the new glasses have the blue light coating to protect me from the computer screen I stare at all day, and now it's like, however I move my head, there's a reflection. Hey, Gary. What?
We're live.
What? Oh, quick! Where are my pants? I got to take them off.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another excellent episode. And it hasn't even happened yet. It's already excellent. Another excellent episode of the Quarantine Panels at the American Sci-Fi Classics track. It is Thursday. It is 8 p.m. Central, the only time zone that matters. Mm-hmm. And tonight we are doing an AMA for my co-conspirator, Gary Mitchel's upcoming birthday. And we have, it's going to be basically, we're going to go down like 67 rabbit holes of geekiness. And we're going to try to answer all the questions that you guys...
Joe, tell me about the rabbits. Tell me about the rabbits.
I'll tell you about the rabbits. That's question number 72. And with us today, one internet away from me, is a very, very... Why is the first adjective I thought of helpful? Why? Are you... Why is that the first one I thought of?
I was afraid for a second, Gary, or for Joe. I was really afraid for a second. Like, what is he going to say?
The very, very sumptuous.
Sumptuous. Fungible.
Fungible. I like fungible. That's a good word.
We're not even 2 minutes in. We're not even
for everybody who had 1 minute and 55 seconds and off the rails, collect your winnings.
Michael Falkner.
Yay!
He has joined us many times in live action Dragon Con and also quite a lot in Virtual Town, which I guess is where we live now. And my other fellow guest today is the upcoming birthday boy himself, my unindicted co-conspirator, Mr. Gary Mitchel. How are you?
I am well.
So
I'm not fungible or sumptuous, but
no.
Are you helpful though?
No.
Can confirm. I'm kidding you, Gary. It's a joke.
It's funny.
So we have a bazillion questions, and first of all, I asked a lot of questions on Gary's Facebook page. However, on the American Sci-Fi Classics track page, I got like 7 questions. What are you people doing with yourselves?
Yeah, I do also have to say, Joe, thank you for putting the questions on my Facebook page, so which meant I spent the last week and a half going, oh, what's this notification? Don't read it.
Ha!
Oh, what's this notification?
In your face, Gary.
Yeah, because right here. Because I didn't want to skew and read the questions in advance. That would be cheating.
Mm-hmm. So, because it's Gary's birthday, we got one more thing
on Tuesday
to do before we start answering questions. Because it's Gary's birthday, well, 2 more things. Okay, here's the first thing. The first thing is we've been going live on Facebook and YouTube for the last little while. Tonight, for the first time, we are live on Twitch. So if you want to interrupt watching somebody else play Call of Duty for a few minutes and come over here, please do. Tell your friends. Mm-hmm. And that's the first thing.
Twitch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what we're doing. The second thing is that tonight...
Your ruthless loyalty to the Pope?
That we're going to cover that at a completely different panel.
No one expects the Alabama Inquisition.
No. Oh, what's happening? It's coming. we are marching headlong into the 20th century over in Alabama. And what's going to happen at the end of the panel tonight, we are going to give away a T-shirt with Gary's picture on it.
And yours.
Oh, it's mine too. Yeah.
You're on there.
I realize now, was I trying on the T-shirt to now in live action get that same haircut? What is going on?
Mhm.
You are definitely becoming our own little Crowe Magnon.
Yes. Which includes living in a cave and not wearing clothes. So this is a lovely T-shirt by our friend Brian Krausen of myself and Mr. Gary Mitchell, and we are giving that shirt away for Gary's birthday. If you and submit your answers, the number of times I have said over the course of the quarantine panels, the last few months, over the course of those panels, how many times have I said, Gary, no? See,
I ran out of digits.
I gotta take my shoes off. Hang on a second.
Oh, yeah. Submit your answers in the chat, and the closest to that number, without going over, will win this T-shirt. Now, 38 minutes in, here is, because time has no meaning in 2020. 38
This has been the longest decade.
Yes. 38 minutes in, here are the smattering of questions that we'll start off with. The smattering.
The smattering. That's our subtitle for next year's Dragon Con. The smattering.
The smattering. The very first question that was posted mere moments after I posted the call for questions was Sue Kisenweather.
Hi.
Who posted hot dog emoji equals sandwich emoji.
Look, we've been over this. As Casey Ryan puts it, it's a sad Caucasian taco.
Hashtag sad Caucasian taco.
Yes.
And from our friend in the wilds of Canada, Miss Deanna Toxopius, are you the personal embodiment of chaos?
I'm certainly an agent of chaos. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't say I'm the personification. No. For one thing, I have a schedule and a day job. It's hard to be complete chaos when you're holding down a 9 to 5. Although my 9 to 5 isn't 9 to 5, so that's still a little chaotic.
Let's see. Okay, now here is a second question. And
Why do I feel like those were the prelims?
This is just the preliminaries, and Mr. Michael Falkner we're gonna tag back and forth in just a moment after I knock out these. Oh, this is the preliminary round.
Yeah, you got to stretch first. You don't want to pull a hammy, you know.
You can't.
Maybe pull a hemi. If this is a different network, I'd have a semi, but never mind.
Gary, no!
Everybody boost your guess by 1.
Add 1. Okay, the next question, also from our friend Deanna. Who do you love more, Deanna or Joe? Answer correctly. You know.
Well, since you bothered to show up and she didn't, I'm going to go with Joe.
Thank you.
Although Deanna is the much better cuddle partner. You're a little bony, Joe. You're a little bony.
I am. But I got the sweet tea.
As do I.
Joe? Yes.
As God intended.
What are you drinking right now, Mr. Michael Falkner?
It's something red with ice in it. You know.
Let's all imagine what that might be.
Oh, and everybody in the comments section, Lola, Rachel, I think Henry Hanks is one of them, Tom Morris. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes.
Very sweet. Now, our next question comes from Gary Lindros, who says, I don't believe in the no-win scenario. That is not a question, Gary Lindros. Other Gary.
You'll have to try again on the next iteration.
Yes.
On the next reboot.
And from our friend Tony Ann Marini, who is your favorite comic book villain?
Oh. See, that's a tough one because I like a lot of villains. But I'm going to go with Lord of Latveria, the Man in the Iron Mask, Master of Technology and Sorcery, future ruler of the MCU, if God willing, Dr. Victor Von Doom.
Richards!
Nerds! The Joker is close. Lex Luthor's okay, but it's never been one of my big ones. I've always liked Rhino just because he's fun.
Yeah.
I disqualify the Sandman because he's gone back and forth. He's been a good guy. He's been a bad guy. Stick with a side.
I gotta say, Dr. Doom, strong choice. Mm-hmm. He's got his own country.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does the Joker have his own country?
No.
Just a state of chaos.
What I would love to see for the MCU for Phase 4 is I'd love to see Doom be the next Galactus or the next Thanos. He's a guy. He's the anti-Black Panther. He can show up in all the movies, even if not as the main villain, as the guy pulling strings or manipulating things behind the scenes. And then we end with the Avengers movie with Richards.
That is the first good idea that I've heard about the FF movie. We talked a little bit about this on Tuesday night, and everybody's idea is that they're from the 60s and they get transported into the modern day. And come on, people. We already did that with Captain America.
Yeah.
Anywho,
how about you, Michael? Who's your favorite villain?
Last question from the preliminary round.
Well, let Michael answer this one.
My favorite villain overall?
Yeah.
In the comics.
Oh, in the comics. Which is difficult because I'm not a huge comics reader. But
we're working on that.
Yeah, we're working on it. It's in progress. But I would say the Joker, honestly. Like, I'm not a big fan of the Joker dynamic overall, but just the counterbalance that he provides to Batman in most forms, and there's always that line that Batman is forced to put his toes on. I could end this, I could kill him and be done with all this, but I won't violate those ethics. And the Joker keeps pushing it. He seems like a really good foil for that kind of character.
Yeah,
agreed. And lastly, for this preliminary round, a question from Michael Falkner himself, who says, we're going like 3 layers deep into meta right here.
AMA-ception.
Yes. If you could ask yourself any question, what would it be?
Why? Why? Just why?
Let's see if I could ask myself.
I mean, for the love of God, why?
Come on!
Knowing me, the answer would be, why not?
Yeah.
Because I'm flippant like that.
If I could ask myself any question, it would be, where are my keys right now?
It's a good question.
Because I don't. Okay, anyway. And now, Michael Falkner to answer the question that he asked of Gary about now, and ask that about himself.
What question would I ask myself? What does God need with a starship?
Yeah,
good.
I mean, seriously,
right?
Captain Kirk asks all the good questions. And now we can shut down that. I'm sorry for going inside baseball with everybody, but I've got a Facebook tab open with some of the questions. And now I've shut those things down, and we're going on over to the thing with the posted on Gary's own Facebook page, which annoyed him to no end, to my delight.
That's why you did it, Joe.
Yeah. And so these are questions from the Foggums, the friends of Gary Mitchel.
Ooh, I like that.
And we
need buttons.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
We are starting. We'll go back to the other Gary for the longest time. So we have tons of Michaels. We have a whole drop of Michaels, and probably more than that now on the American Sci-Fi Classics track amongst our panelists. So we got to do another all Michael panel virtually at some point. And we realized when we started doing those things that we only had two Garys, and it was our pal Gary Mitchel, and then this other guy jumping in on Gary's business, Gary Lindros. I see you in the comments, buddy. I see. And here is your question.
One day there will be dun 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 dun.
He's got the uniform for it, so why not?
He does.
He does have the Star Trek uniforms. And here is your question. How do you have time to know all the geek trivia?
You've got to make the time. If you're going to be committed to your nerdidry, you have to make the time. You cut out sleep. You take half at lunch. You goof off at work. Do research. It's like being a writer. You find the time.
Mm-hmm.
Michael?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Like any craft, and some call it a hobby, but it's really a craft. You carve out the time to do it. You find some time to be it you're working on a blog, or you've got to prepare for the con. I don't know what that's like at all, or or to just even self-care. Like, okay, I got to watch my favorite episode of Star Trek or Doctor Who or whatever else. You find the time. You make the time to do it.
Mm-hmm. And for a long time, being partly employed with no car, and I spent a lot of time at home, meant I had a lot of free time.
Mm-hmm. And 2020 has been a great time to have a lot of free time.
Oh, yeah.
When you're locked in the house, and you're like, okay, I'm doing the work. Okay, now I'm here again doing the not work. Okay, it's time to watch something.
So true. How I know all the geek trivia is because I took notes in steno pads for many years, and I found them at my mom's house the other day. It's all up here. It was in there. Now, Michael, do you want to go to the next one? Do you see where we are? We're at the top there was Gary Lindros, and then Tom Morris is next.
Tom Morris. Okay, question for Tom Morris for you is, do you have any favorite David Bowie songs?
Oh, yes. Most of them. If I had to pick a go-to, I'm going to listen to Dave, God, because there's so many different eras of Bowie.
Mm-hmm.
There's his glam era, there's the Spiders from Mars era, there's the Thin White Duke, there's the 80s pop. And it's very tempting to go with the easy answer of Major Tom.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Look Back in Anger is one I go back to a lot to listen to.
Why is that? What draws you to it?
It's got a great hook. It opens practically in media res of the guy it's like the guy talking to an angel, and it's just really, really catchy, and it's fast, and it's driving. It's just that hook just pulls me in all the time.
Nice.
But also any song from Labyrinth.
Yes.
The movie that made me originally start questioning my sexuality, because I like her, but I like him but I like her, but I like.
Mhm.
And, Bowie goes beyond sexuality. How about you? Joe has run away for some reason.
He has. He's vanished. I kind of take the easy answer that you're talking about with Space Oddity, just because it's fun. The other one that is fun, that just is catchy. It just makes me want to do what the song says is "Let's Dance," because it just goes. It's fun.
Yeah.
And there are times where, like, there are times you want the music that makes you think and makes you, really sit down and wonder about the world. But those other times you're just like, I need to stop thinking. Let's do something fun. Let's just turn on this almost kind of mindless song and just let it roll.
Yeah. Tony's posted the gif of David Bowie playing with his crystal balls that's the power of Bowie knows no limits.
Okay, here's mine. Quinn, what's your favorite David Bowie song? Okay. Wait, what?
I got pulled
All right,
over.
shut it down. My child got pulled over by a police officer. Come here.
It scared me.
I bet it did.
I don't want to come there.
Okay, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Did you get a ticket?
No, I did not. I got a warning.
A warning? Okay, all right. This happened live on Gary.
See, Joe, now you're going to have to give her a ticket to make up for the one she didn't get.
Mm.
So what's your favorite Bowie?
My favorite, I was gonna say Let's Dance, but Space Oddity is my fave. It's everything that David Bowie does is gosh, I wish I could remember off the top of my head when he was with Tin Machine. That there were a couple of good singles, and we'll table that and we'll do a whole David Bowie panel.
We absolutely should.
100% yes. Let's see. Where was I? Okay. Let's see. Favorite. This is also from Tom Morris.
Oh.
Favorite UHF character not played by Michael Richards.
Oh, Otto. I think that's his name. The weird tech guy who turned out to be an alien.
Luke from General Hospital. And
yes.
Spoilers, Gary.
The movie's a little old. I think we're past spoiler dates. Yeah, but I loved him. He's got one of my favorite moments of just the whole, all the weird science stuff and do you want to do a show? Okay.
I love him.
Okay, I'm going to show you how to make plutonium out of common household items.
I think I love him because of everything about him, the delivery and everything, but the fact that he was a soap opera heartthrob, took a break and said, I'm going to do this crazy movie with Weird Al Yankovic.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Oh, you have to post that comment from Lola.
Nice. Nice. These are and I'm very excited. We got our first spam from Twitch.
Yay! We're somebody. We're somebody.
23 minutes into our very first Twitch stream, and right there, want to become
man. I gotta click that. I want to become famous.
Heck yeah! Well, let's let that be a want to become famous, Gary.
Yes.
Look, what do you mean want to become famous? Edus Deckway 12356. We already are, baby.
That's true.
You're watching us.
Yeah.
So who's your favorite VHF person, Michael?
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen the movie. Actually, a couple Dragon Cons now. The what's his name? The karate instructor.
Yes.
Yeah. You so stupid. And just because of there's one scene in the kettle of fish sequence, I think it was, where the actor apparently it looks like he's surprised by what happened. Like it was almost like it was ad-libbed. And so he stops for a second, like, and then just picks it right up again. I was like, okay, that one meta moment sells me.
Yeah, I also love Emo Phillips as the shop teacher who cuts his finger off. Like, whoops. Just because, but I'm a huge Emo Phillips fan. Have been since I was a kid.
There's so much.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go with the little kid who gets the fire hose. I want to follow that kid's career because he's so excited and then boom, so good. All right, next up, that's over to you, Michael.
All right, Mr. Lindros is back. He wants to know what the secret is to all the lost weight, Gary.
All right. The biggest thing was portion control. I used to eat, real large. I would get like 2 double quarter pounders with cheese for dinner, and because I had eaten so much, you just swell out your stomach. And I spent, God, it was like 6 months constantly hungry because I cut my portion sizes first in half and then down further. Combined that with, I actually joined a gym and actually went. But like I said, it was like I was 6 months of just constantly, I want to eat everything, and fighting that urge was horrible. But it eventually shrank, and and now I can't eat like I used to. It's like I used to go tear the hell out of a buffet. Not that you can go to buffets anymore.
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah, but that was the big key. I got a little more active, but I cut down what I was putting in. Also, not eating 2 giant 1-pound bags of jelly beans a week because I was depressed. That kind of helped too. But yeah, I almost started a Twitter account for my stomach called the Maw because I was just like, give me nachos, give me nachos. It was constantly going in the back of my head.
Your journey was really inspirational too, because I was following it when you were like, you're going to the gym, you're saying, I'm here, I'm doing the thing. I know that I think it was you at one point, like you were on the treadmill, just walking, and some guy looked at you and said, that's where I started. Keep going, like just giving you the motivation to keep it rolling. And it was good to see not only the accountability on your part of like, I'm doing this, I'm dedicated to it, but also all of your friends, the friends of Gary Mitchell, all piling in and saying, yeah, keep doing this, keep rolling, man. Like it was a good network that was rolling. It was great.
It's so inspiring to get a tribe of people, all of whom are about pushing you forward and encircling you. And that is kind of my favorite thing about our little thing that we have here. All of us are far apart geographically. We can't go to each other's weddings or things like that all the time if we could, but
although everyone's still invited to my bar mitzvah.
Okay, well, let me pencil that down.
Right.
And I'm very excited about, hang on 1 second. Ha! There's your background. I'm going to boot Gary out so everybody can see this background. You hang on right here. You wait right here. Boom. Well, I'm going to boot Mitchell out too. Mitchell Falkner. Look at that. All right, now you can all come back.
No, I don't. But we couldn't see it, Joe, because you took up the whole screen.
Yeah, we just saw Joe.
My big old giant head. All right, let me see if I can. Nobody can see it.
You'll have to share your screen.
Any hoozle, look, our dadgum banner is a still frame of an amazing video shot for us with our pal Charles Oz Dillman, where he comes up and he just punches Gary right in the biscuits, and it was
for all the puns.
Solid gold. Solid gold.
Rosalind lost her mind when she was watching that happen at the track.
Yeah, oh, she witnessed it
I
live.
lost something.
She was just like, "Oh, that was hilarious."
See, you don't even, it's not even like at the classics track, you don't know. You got to just hang out because something hilarious is going to happen.
Mm.
I can't guarantee it's always going to be Gary getting punched in the biscuits, but look, I'm doing what I can.
Yeah, and kind of circling back around to the thing, I had to drop out of the gym for the move, and I was literally, no word of a lie, hand to God, in my plan for this year was in April when I got my tax information and everything back. I was going to rejoin the gym, the same one, same brand, LA Fitness, and because it's like literally like half a block from my work, and then COVID.
Yep. Derailed so many things.
Good job, COVID. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
The other benefit you've got, Gary, from chronicling your journny is I think anytime that you get like, is this worth it? Just look back at the day one photo, because I look at that,
God.
or I look at any of the photos from Dragon Con when I first met you, and I look at you now, and I'm like, that's two different people. You have made incredible progress.
Yeah, I had one person after because we didn't have it this year, but after last year's the sing along, I had someone walk up and they were like, "I thought it was a different host."
Awesome.
Yeah, that was one of the things. I originally wasn't going to take pictures of my progress because I was like, I don't need to do that. But I'm glad I did, because if I hadn't, I might have given up, because you don't see it day by day by day. But then when I was thinking about, I don't know if I want to keep doing this, I don't think I'm getting anywhere. Then I looked at the real picture, the next picture, I was like, oh. So yeah, accountability is good that you mentioned, and just track your progress and don't weigh yourself, because that will just lead you into another down spiral. It's like I took forever to actually lose weight, but I was losing inches. Because you put on muscle mass, which is heavier than the fat. So if I've been going by the weight, I was like, I've been doing this for 6 months. I haven't lost any weight. Why am I bothering? Well, my pants have gone down 3 inches.
Yeah. Let's see. Well,
Joe's a screen hog. Yes, Lola, he is.
Yep. Yeah. Let's see. This is Gary Lindros again, and we could just do a lightning round with this one. But when is the wedding?
Soon.
Now, to clarify, Gary Lindros does not say when is your wedding.
Right.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Technically speaking, there are weddings tomorrow.
That's true.
There's
a wedding right now.
Yeah. That's when the wedding is. Anytime. Really, anywhere you are, it could be a wedding. Let's all just have sheet cake and chocolate fountains.
No, look, in the time of COVID, no more chocolate fountains.
No more.
Right.
Yeah, thanks a lot, COVID. Let's see.
It's going to be a Wednesday night before Dragon Con. It's either next year or the year after. Jess and I are still working that out.
And Michael, you want to take the next one?
Yeah. Once again, Gary Lindros, star of the show. Electro Woman or the Bionic Woman?
Ooh.
Tough.
Am I okay? So you see, in what way? Which one do I like better? Which one do I think was the better show? Which one would I like compromising photos of? Which ones do I think is better at Baccarat?
There are no qualifications on this one. So
you got to specify, people.
Come on, Gary,
as for which character I like better, I'm going to go with Bionic Woman, just because we got more of her. Electro Woman is great. It was a fun little Sid and Marty Krofft show, but Lindsay Wagner for the win.
She was a former guest of the Classics track.
That's true.
She was a delight. Maybe one day we get her to swing back around.
Okay.
How about you, Michael?
Yeah.
See, I've caught snippets here and there, much to John Drew's chagrin. I have not been into the Bionic universe.
See, that's your after once timestamps is done.
Right.
Yeah, there's your show.
And I know both of them have had revivals of some sort. Again, much to John's chagrin for the Bionic Woman. But I probably would agree with you. Jamie Summers just seems more solid. It's odd because I listen to the podcast, but I don't actually watch the show. So it's just like I'm hearing these guys geek out about something that they really enjoy, and the show seems a lot more entertaining. From what I know versus the City Marty Krofft show. So
I was actually on one of those shows a few weeks ago.
There you go.
And Keith DeCandido backs my my question of
Let's see. All right, now we're over to Tom Morris. Best character in Brain Candy.
Best character in Brain Candy?
Brain Candy.
Yeah, the Kids in the Hall movie. God, it's been forever since I've seen it. I'm going to go with any character played by Scott Thompson.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel that's a safe bet. I think he's especially I think he plays the one character who takes the brain candy and then realizes, wait, I'm gay, and leaves his family.
I had forgotten all about this movie until we received this question.
Mm-hmm.
It is a blind spot in my catalog. I have not seen this.
Yeah, we still need to do that. This is the Daves I know version of These Are the Mics I Know, Joe, one of these days.
Yeah, we got to do that. We definitely got to do that. As for Brain Candy, Bruce McCulloch, I think in general is he's the unheralded kid in the hall. His stuff is solid, but nobody goes, I love that Bruce McCulloch.
Yeah, but, Lola, you're thinking of Dave Foley.
Mm-hmm.
That's the news radio guy.
And I have seen News Radio. I love that show.
News Radio is terrific. And let's see.
Oh, it's Michael's turn, isn't it?
Yeah.
Might be the third to last Gary Lindros question. It's his birthday. Gary Mitchell, I want you to bombard him.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hit Reddit and look for every question I can find.
So apparently Joe's got a 12-minute rant about this one, all prepped and in the chamber. So the question is, what is your guilty pleasure?
I don't have a guilty pleasure. I have pleasure. That's one of the mottos of our track.
Yep.
There were times I was embarrassed of some of the things I liked. And then I realized, the hell with it. Life is too short, and I just like what I like. If we want to talk about things I like that a lot of people don't, do I want to start a bonfire and say the Last Jedi? Do I want to talk about my love for cheesy horror films from the 80s? And this guy right here, coming at you. I'm coming at you.
He's got a special day tomorrow, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He's so happy.
Special day.
And I have a brand new Friday the 13th shirt I bought just for the occasion. So there we go. Yeah.
So happy it's a special day.
Yeah. I don't really, if it's hard for me to think of a guilty pleasure anymore because of that. Probably the one I love the most that most people look at me like I'm crazy is Ninja 3: The Domination, which people have heard me preach to the high heavens about how wonderfully wonderful that movie is. It's the 80s, so 80s. It's so 80s it hurts.
Like I just watched Bloodsport. It's kind of the
fun movie.
Yeah. The guy who
you will believe a man can split.
Jean-Claude Van Damme's best friend is Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds, and he's just anyway. But yeah, the condensation of the 12-minute rant, which I can and will do at some point, is. So back, the genesis of my rant was months ago when we started doing quarantine panels on various Facebook groups. There was a Facebook group called Consolation, which was a catch-all for all the canceled conventions. And semi-daily, someone would post a discussion topic and say, hey, what's your guilty pleasure? And finally, after my notifications going off for the 832nd time, I said, you guys, in text form, shaking my finger at the universe. Why do you feel guilty about liking something that you like? Football fans don't feel guilty about liking football or bad football. Even
Browns fans, maybe.
But even if their team always loses,
that's my only football reference I know, by the way.
Nice. Even if their football team always loses, they're not ashamed of being football fans. So why should we be ashamed of liking stuff that other people say you shouldn't like? Look, the three of us, we appear as attending professionals and guests at sci-fi conventions. I am one of my many freelance jobs is I'm a pro wrestling announcer. What do I have to feel guilty about? It's fun is fun.
Yeah, I look at it as the experience is what really matters. I mean, like for the roll-up panels or for the charity screenings that we do at the con. I mean, the Star Wars Holiday Special and Mac and Me, for God's sake, But it's I endure those really bad things because of the experience of the people around me who are having fun,
exactly
doing the same thing I am. The one rolls up on the die and we're all like, ooh, and I'm like, you know what? the one day I stood up when Battlefield Earth was rolled on the die and said, I really liked that movie the first time, and then I watched it again and said, what the hell? It's just
I've had that experience.
It's fun like that it could be the worst thing in the world, but you even start laughing at it and you're having a better experience with it. And that's
community.
Yeah.
Like I would not have survived watching Mac and Me, and I almost didn't.
I'm pretty sure I didn't.
But we were all in the room locked in together, and that helped.
Yep.
So let's see. Over to the second to the last from Gary Lindros. Have you ever cosplayed?
Yes, actually. There's a picture somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. I'll share screen. But yes, it was Dragon Con many, many moons ago. I think it was like 2001. And I'd like to cosplay again, but I have body image issues. And so it's like, well, I'd like to cosplay that, but I'm too fat, which I know, but body positivity, you can cosplay whoever you want, but I'd still feel awkward, but that's on me. And it's like, well, who can I cosplay? The Kingpin, Penguin. Okay. But so I would love to cosplay. Also the expense is a bit much, as well. It's like, I would love to be able to do cosplay. Nope, it wasn't.
Well, if you want to keep looking,
I'll keep looking. What about you? You guys keep looking or talk about it.
One of my favorite events of cosplaying. I've done the pirate thing a couple of times, but the first year I tried doing it at Dragon Con. It was a really busy year at work, and the group we were with was really trying to get together this pirate group for the con, and even my wife had something figured out, and I'm just like, it's like a week before the con. What am I going to do? Everyone else is ready to do this, and I don't have a pirate costume. So I started digging through my closet, and I pulled out a T-shirt, and then I went to the Spirit Halloween store and picked up the nose for it, and Rosalind got crafty by watching a YouTube video and made me an adorning parrot to go on my shoulder out of balloons. So it was a balloon parrot. And I was a pie rat. It was the pie shirt with the nose and the parrot. And our friends kind of looked at us at first like, what in the world? I'm like, well, you're all pirate. Oh, I misread the email. I'm so sorry. And we had fun that night with it. But they were astounded at how many people wanted my picture because I was goofing around with it instead of.
See,
You know, that was the most fun I've had doing it. I've done a couple other ones, you know, with the pirate theme on, you know, in later years, but that was definitely the most fun because I took the last minute approach and said, I'm just gonna have fun with this. I'm not gonna stress about it, and it worked.
How about you, Joe?
I at various Halloween things, I've taken a gorilla suit, which I own, not rent, and just applied a T-shirt or something. The last year, I had a Knight Rider T-shirt, so I was Kit Kong.
Ah,
And yeah, you know,
that's clever.
it's the simple things. And so, but when I was in high school, no one knew what any of this stuff was, and no one knew what what cosplay was. But on Halloween, one day in high school, I wore a white blazer and a Toucan Sam nose that I got off the back of a cereal box, and I was Toucan Sammy Crockett.
Oh,
Thank you. I'm going to bring that back one of these
there
days.
you go.
Oh yeah.
All right, so
All right, so I can't find the one picture I was looking for, but I did Skull the Troll from the webcomic PvP. They were actually selling the fez, so I bought the fez, and I went to a costume place and said, I need blue body paint, and they're like, yeah, okay, here you go. And I'm like, this stuff's gonna like, and it was like on a stick. And you're supposed to just rub it on yourself. And I'm like, are you sure this is enough? And they're like, oh yeah, that'll be fine. And it wasn't. I was bluish, and unfortunately no one mentioned to me the concept of sealer. So I left blue paint like all over 3 different Dragon Con hotels. And I had a picture somewhere of me in that getup with DJ Spider, who was dressed as Wonder Woman, I think. But I do have this picture from one of my other cosplay that I did, which I need to resurrect somehow. Where did it go? There we go. Share screen. Yes, share screen. All right, so there's going to be that is myself.
There it is.
As Hef Thulu for the Bunny Hutch, which happens every Thursday, along with our good friend Dave, the Phantom Troublemaker, back when he was still Phantom Troublemaker and no one knew he was Dave. Listen to the Needless Things podcast, everybody. But
Yeah.
this jacket was made out of fleece. No, unfortunately, I do not still have it anymore because it was made of fleece and I sweated through in it like crazy, which is why I need to get it remade because I came home and it was soaking wet in sweat. I put it aside, and by the time I went to put it away, it had started to, shall we say, be fragrant.
Sure.
So apparently they do make this pattern in a non-fleece variety. So I need to get that done. But I still have the mask. I still have the hat. I just need to re-get that one. And I had quite a few people take my picture in that one.
Nice.
But walking around in Atlanta in a fleece coat in August, not a good idea.
That is why
good idea.
That's why I have not brought the gorilla suit, because I do not want to die.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. On my birthday AMA, Bethany Kessler, I answered the airspeed of a European swallow. In fact, no, I didn't. Our friend Dr. Scott Vigay answered, and he is a scientist. So let's skip that one. And
see, because the answer is African or European.
Thank you. Exactly. Well, okay. We may have to start doing a lightning round because we're 49 minutes in, and I. All right.
Wait,
All right.
We're on a time limit?
Let's see. No, we have the whole internet to ourselves. Come on, people. Let's see. When will you start your own con, Gary?
As soon as I can talk Joe and Michael into doing it with me.
Okay. Well, we're in.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. We're doing it now. Let's see. Bethany Kessler says, if you had to pick a dude, who is it? And why is it John David Washington?
If I had to pick a dude,
who is it? And why
but
is it
for
John
what?
David Washington?
I mean, if I've got to go with a dude, I mean, I got to go with John Wayne, the ultimate dude. But again, are we hanging out? Are we getting drinks? Are we playing
Come on, Bethany.
Betrayal at House on the Hill? Are we snuggling? Because if I gotta look up his name.
I think Bethany was just trying to pace herself because she has like 7 more questions.
Right.
Oh my good word! But if we're talking cuddling, David Diggs.
Yeah, heck yeah.
What did I miss?
And now, Michael, you want to get the next one right below?
John Adams or Thomas Jefferson?
Oh. Again, in what? Who I think is the better founding absentee father?
Your favorite president, your favorite slave owner. Is that a thing? You have a favorite?
I mean, all I have to say is watch Epic Rap Battles of History, Thomas Jefferson versus Frederick Douglass. But if I got to pick between those two, I kind of got to give it to Jefferson.
And if we're talking about the stage presentation of Hamilton, Jefferson.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on, Adam.
I mean, no disrespect to John Adams. He did the best he could, but
right.
Oh, there we go, Keith.
Hang on, can I put that on the screen? No, dang it.
What? Why not? Keith asked which founding father played Baccarat best. That's a good question.
Nice.
I also have to say, in case she's watching, every time I drink sweet tea, I feel a little jab at Deanna.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it right now.
Every time you take a sip, she twitches in Canada.
Yeah, she twitches in Canadian.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, fast zombies or slow zombies?
I love them both. I mean, zombies. But I am kind of a traditionalist. I like my shambling, slow, massive zombies. I mean, Michael, we have to play this sometime.
Yes, we do.
I mean, I love the fast zombies. I especially love them in Return of the Living Dead, where they started. I love them in the Dawn of the Dead remake, which is a fantastic movie. Script by James Gunn. But no, it's like I got to go with my classic shamblers. Michael?
There's the scene in World War Z where they, you see them marching on a wall, and you're like, okay, well, there's a wall, they can't get inside, and then they're fast zombies, they start climbing the wall, and you're like, oh, okay, and then they're climbing up to a helicopter. You're like, okay, there's a certain menace there. There's a certain fear factor built into that. But the slow zombies, they're the ravenous, slowly encroaching horde. That's my favorite thing, because it's you almost second guess yourself, like, I got time. I ain't got time.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, and again, it's like one slow zombie. Oh, I'm fine. I can take it. 100 slow zombies. I'm boned.
Right.
So
she follows up with what is your favorite zombie killing method?
Probably with their teeth. I mean, most zombies don't use tools. Or does she mean methods of killing zombies? Oh.
You physically killing the zombie.
Oh, okay.
I like your answer better.
Right.
I think Max Brooks was onto something when he went with the katana as the ultimate anti-zombie weapon, because it's sharp, it's versatile, it doesn't run out of ammo.
Slices.
And it's light, so you don't wear yourself out. But personally, I like a short-handled hammer with a heavy head to crack the skull. Yeah, it's not. It's gonna work. It's like if there's a few hundred zombies, you're boned anyway, and so you can tire yourself out with it. But I like the one shot hit.
I really want somebody to tune into us right now.
Yes.
I really like the short-handled hammer.
I prefer slashing and bludgeoning to gunfire.
Yeah.
And also because with a bladed weapon, there's a chance that you're going to cut him in the neck or somewhere, and it's going to get stuck, and then you're sitting there with a zombie on the end of your weapon. The hammer, it's just a bam, and then you're out, and you either hit them again because you didn't hit them right, or they're down.
Mm-hmm.
Like I forget what it's called because I'm not a tool guy, but there's these hammers that it's like a mini sledge, big, fat, and the back end of it is like a wedge. I think it's mainly for like splitting wood.
Mm. Speaking of that, my favorite zombie killing, I'm a chainsaw guy.
Mm.
Gotta go with the chainsaw.
Chainsaw's great till you run out of gas.
Yeah. And
yes, Lola, I have put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah.
More than is healthy.
And next up, property that you most want to create for.
Oh, God. I would love to, because we're just talking about it, I would love to create something in the George Romero, Jonathan Mayberry zombies, or in Jonathan Mayberry's Joe Ledger series. I would love to write for Star Trek, but I think I'd be a little too intimidated. And who doesn't want to write a Star Wars story?
Right.
Yeah.
I've often thought about Doctor Who because A, there are no rules. You can pretty much do whatever you want. And B, there have been no American writers for Doctor Who. So to break that ceiling would be amazing.
Heck yeah. I think DC Comics at some point. I want to do new episodes of the Super Friends. Not Justice League Unlimited. I mean, like the Super Friends in the 70s. With the stupid villains who learned their lesson at the end.
I will destroy you.
Yeah. And then the idiot Wendy and Marvin and that stupid dog.
Oh, so you're a Wendy and Marvin guy, not a Wonder Twins guy.
Oh, I'm a Wonder Twins guy. I'm all about the Wonder Twins. They had a comic book series recently. It was very good. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, I was going to say, you should write the Wendy and Marvin meet the Wonder Twins.
Surely. Why did that never happen? Ridiculous. Outrageous. And let's see. Okay, next up, right below the property question, Michael.
Yes, we've already tabled the hot dog sandwich discussion, but now Bethany opens a whole new kettle of fish with are Pop-Tarts pies or calzones?
They're a calzone. They're a sweet calzone.
See?
From the piping hot magma inside that burns your face off, I would agree.
Any folded over dough with stuff inside of it is a calzone.
I can hear Keith from here, though.
Yeah. So next up, this question from Bethany Kessler appears designed just to make me feel feelings. Which franchise would you revive, Manimal or Babylon 5? It seems like a leading question.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, Joe, but I would love to see Babylon 5 come back. I would love to see either a complete redo or a continuation. Probably a redo more, because I don't know what it's like. It's like I'm not sure where to go with that universe from where it ended off. I'm sure a talented writer could do it, but.
Yeah, I side with Babylon 5, but I know that I'm not creative enough to do that. I just call Van Allen Plexico and be like,
oh yeah, yeah. All right,
dude, start writing.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm there too. I'll let him do it. I'll just proofread the thing. And this is about the calzone situation.
Yes. Deservedly so. Deservedly so.
Mm-hmm.
And next up, Michael.
Okay, yes. What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Pay about $1.98.
Yes. Nicely done.
Or the lambada, the forbidden dance of love.
Forbidden dance. It's forbidden, Gary.
I know.
Who's your favorite fictional president?
Jed Bartlett.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the I can't remember his name from Independence Day is a close second.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's mine. That's who I was gonna. Because the speech, man, the speech.
That speech is classic.
Yeah, but that moment in the episode 2 Cathedrals where Jed Bartlett is cursing out God in Latin. Just man.
That's solid gold. Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember when he throws his cigarette down and stubs it out, and you're like,
yeah.
And I think we've all been there. I think we can relate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
3. This has been determined.
Thank you. The wise old owl handled this. In the apocalypse, if you found a Twinkie, how many years old would you be willing to go and still eat it?
Well,
this implies that you had to wait for the apocalypse to eat a Twinkie.
Well, it's probably better for your waistline to wait.
Yeah.
Are we talking about past the expiration date or just how long it's been since the apocalypse? Because it's entirely possible that there's a Twinkie that's still before the expiration date if the apocalypse happened like next month.
Yeah, I'm guessing the Twinkie would predate the apocalypse, and then the expiration date would extend into the apocalypse. But
I'd probably go 6 months after the expiration date on a Twinkie.
Mm-hmm.
See, the first time I read this question from Allison, I read it completely differently. I thought it was, how many years old would you be to be willing to eat the Twinkie? And I'm like, anytime between birth and death.
I mean, Lord knows I've been holding on to this thing since before Dragon Con because Joe and I were going to do a gag.
and we're still going to do it, even after those things expire.
I'm still waiting on Joe to pick his up. What does this thing have an expiration date? Hey, there it is. No, that's the weight. Good Lord, this doesn't have an expiration date.
It never expires.
Nope.
I'm afraid. There's got to be one on here somewhere.
While you ponder that, how do you feel about Georgia becoming the new Florida?
I'm wearing blue. You know?
Yeah.
I am feeling as and I can't remember who it was. It was either Michael Bailey or someone else posted on Facebook after being told for so many years and getting patted on the head. Yes, your state is never going to go that way, but your vote still counts. To finally have your vote count and flip Georgia. Oh, I was just so happy.
Even if it had gone the other direction, the sheer excitement of living in a battleground state during a presidential election was just, it made elections kind of fun again for me. Because I've lived in deep states where it's been one way or the other, and
foregone conclusion.
It's like, okay, I vote and I'll just go to sleep early because I know the answer for my state. But to be on the edge of my seat for days,
I'm so there. I'm in.
Thank you for being here, Deanna. Sweet tea.
I'm in deepest, darkest there.
Right.
Let's see. If you were given a lantern ring, what color would it be? And what would be one of the first things you did with it? Our friend Susan Goodwin Mawini.
I'm really torn because I really like the Red Lanterns because I'm very much identify with rage, but I also love the Yellow Lanterns because I like using fear, being a horror fan.
They're all so pretty.
They are very pretty. But yeah, I'd probably go Yellow Ring simply for the simple fact that as much as I do have a nice deep well of rage, I don't like the way they vomit their power all over everybody.
Yeah, there's a lot of vomit with the Red Lantern.
So yeah, I would go with Yellow Lantern, and I would open a haunted house.
Nice.
Okay, so I know the second part of the answer for me is like I would just start having fun with it, creating whatever I wanted to. Is there a color? Because I'm not so well versed with the lantern cores. Is there a color for compassion?
I think it's sapphire.
Yeah.
Okay. So probably that one.
I know blue is hope.
Right, and blue would work too. I know green is will, but
okay, hold on. All right, so come here, you stupid thing. All right, so yellow is fear, white is life, sapphire is love. Sorry.
Okay.
Red is rage, green is willpower. Deep blue is compassion.
Okay.
There it is.
Green, or yellow, or orange is greed, black is death, and then a teal blue is hope.
Okay. So either of the blues would work for me.
Yeah. The best thing though about starting a haunted house, if you're a Yellow Lantern, is none of those freaking Green Lanterns can come.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, everything's yellow. And all right, next up.
Yeah, Gary Lindros comes back once again and says, "What is your dream vehicle, and why is it the Sky Cycle from Galactica 1980?"
Because it's a low rent speeder bike. I mean, really, if I'm gonna go with a flying motorcycle, I'm going with a speeder bike. Go with the original, except no imitations. Although it does actually predate Return of the Jedi by 2 years, so it may actually be the other way around. Oh my God, my whole life is turned upside down. The speeder bikes are just a ripoff of Galactica 1980.
And suddenly you were a Galactica 1980 fan. No.
I would not go that far. It's either the Batmobile, the animated series Batmobile, because it's awesome. Keith, there's no pink ring. Or it would be Kit from Knight Rider, just because of the simple fact of, hey, Kit, we're going to Florida. Wake me up when we get there.
Let's see. If you had to pick one DC character to be, who is it and why? I'm assuming Bethany means DC Comics and not somebody who lives in
Not someone from DC Cab?
Or DC Cab. Well, Mr. T, clearly. Nope, but there's Gutenberg. So I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta always give it up for the Goot. Probably. Let me check and make sure he's DC. No, he's a Marvel character. Rats. And he's a Marvel character. Crap. Mr. Mixoplex.
Sure. Yeah. Heck yeah.
In fantastic cosmic power. Don't say my name backwards.
And that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Bethany follows up with, change one thing about a DC and or Marvel canon. What is it?
Ooh. Well, they do that for you like monthly.
Right. They had a whole mini series about it where they destroy the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole problem is every single time that any single thing you don't like from Marvel or DC is going to be rebooted. They're going to have another Crisis or House of M So I'm going to go with, if there was one thing I'd change, I would go with Marvel, and I would keep Civil War storyline from happening. Because between that and House of M is why I quit comics for a long time. Because, the idea is okay, but the execution was not great. So I don't know if I'd get rid of it, but I'd certainly change the writing on it.
Yeah.
I can see that. I just recently went through Civil War and I was like, what is this?
Now, it led to a fantastic MCU movie, but the MCU movie still isn't the story from the comics.
No,
Right.
it's really not. With a lot of Marvel and DC storylines in recent years, the sidebar items were superior to the main miniseries or the main event series.
Yeah,
And-
but I mean, they turned Reed Richards practically into Dr. Mengele.
Mhm.
They did the whole, the Thor clone thing. They made Tony even more of a dick. They made the ending was weak, and just the whole thing I kept thinking of is, and this is the biggest problem I had with a lot of the event books lately, is what the hell are the villains doing during all this?
Yeah, they were fighting
In Civil War, it was all heroes versus the heroes, where all the villains just sit in the back going, this is great.
Mhm.
I'm having a ball.
Yep. And the unforgivable thing from Civil War is they killed Black Goliath.
Mhm.
Why? And now, all right, we've got I thought we're closing in on the end. We're closing in on the end.
All
Let's see. If you had to pick one song to do at a karaoke bar, what would it be?
I've done Boy Named Sue. I would do Anything for Love, but I won't do that.
No, you won't.
No, Deanna, I have to say it backwards, not you.
That's right.
But I think I would for my next pick, the next time I go to karaoke, I will do I Will Survive.
Nice.
The theme song for 2020.
Yes.
All right, Michael.
Sue Phillips asks, what do you really think of Manimal?
What the? Sue, I'm sitting right here.
I think that's why she asked it.
Mhm.
Okay. I love McCorkindale. It's a beautiful little piece of 80s pastiche cheese.
He's a handsome devil.
Yeah. But I'm not a huge fan.
Okay. I understand. I'm okay with it. I'm surprisingly okay with it.
Mhm.
I've come to accept it.
However, as a running gag, it's fantastic.
Oh my God. See, that's the key to it. Even if you've never seen the show, we have made comedy gold out of that thing.
Manimal.
And okay, well, this is fun. I get to read this one from Sean Rosado.
Oh, yeah. You know what's coming with Sean Rosado.
Yay! Thanks, Sean. Here we go. If you had to sexually please the Rancor or the Sarlacc, which would you prefer?
Also, please show your homework.
Yeah, it says please show
Yeah.
your homework. And you don't.
I'm going to go with the Sarlacc because the Rancor is not much of a cuddler.
Mhm.
I think it's more of a he's done and then he leaves.
The
Whereas
Sarlacc-
the with the Sarlacc, you really get in there and snuggle for 10,000 years.
Because man, you're in there. I mean, Sarlacc is like the original hunker downer from the.
Mhm. Plus, there's a whole lot of tentacles, and I've seen hentai. I know where that's going.
I mean, if COVID hit Tatooine, Sarlacc, he's good.
Mhm.
I'm already hunkered down, man.
Yeah. The ultimate social distancer.
Yeah.
Sue Kissin Weather asks, if you could snap your fingers and create a new Dragon Con fan track, what would it be?
The theatrical track, the theater track, which I've been trying to get going and still have not given up hope on. The theater track, hands down.
Hands down. Yeah, that's gonna happen. When Kim McGibbony asks, when will we see you wearing a Spartan costume?
When this doesn't shake so much.
Does she could also mean, however, a Spartan cheerleader costume from Saturday Night Live.
Or it could be a very Spartan costume, very minimal, very just clean lines.
See? Yeah. Or Spartan, the android guy from Wildcats.
Or one of the soldiers from Halo.
These are so many options.
One of these guys?
Yes.
So many options, Kim. Thank you.
Yeah. Craig Isley, that is a thought I did not have. Now it's going to be stuck in my head.
Yeah.
All right. Where is it?
About that.
At 10:15.
Holy crap. Why?
And kids, if you don't know, don't use Google.
Do not do that.
We're beyond 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Mike or Joel?
Mike or Joel, I'm assuming MST3K?
That's what I'm assuming too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm a Joel guy. Joel all the way down. I mean, Mike's great. Mike started, as a side, he was a good add-on, but no, Joel.
Okay. What is one from Karen Smith Henson, our friend over at Military SF Media? What's one absolutely incredibly normal thing you do or you like that your fellow geek/nerds would find surprising?
Well, I know a lot of people were surprised when I mentioned the fact that I'm into Broadway and musicals and theater. So that's probably one of them, although it's probably not as surprising as it used to be. Trying to think. There's not a lot of normal stuff I do. It's like I'm not into cars. I'm not into sports. Almost all my activities are some variation of geekery. I like cooking. I really like to cook.
Nice.
I'm into recipes. Alton Brown was one of my big heroes. Lately, he's being a little weird on the internet, but I will sit and watch like the cooking channel for like hours. I used to watch the Food Network a lot, but they've changed into mostly reality shows now, and it's annoying.
They've gone Discovery.
Mm-hmm.
It's an excellent segue there, Gary. We are so good at this. Calvin Watts III asks, "What is the weirdest thing that you have ever eaten that you liked?"
Don't say it.
And I know why. Where are we? Where are we? Keep drinking, Michael.
I haven't eaten a whole lot of weird food because I tend to. I mean, I'm a little adventurous, but I'm not that adventurous. So I've never. It's like I've had some great Ethiopian dishes, but I couldn't tell you what they were because it's been 10 years since I've had them. God, I'm trying to think of weird food now. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to pass.
All right.
I can tell you, I don't like tripe.
That would seem like that was always an insult from Dr. Doom, your favorite villain. What is this tripe that you bring me?
Oh, Deanna, there we go. Yeah, Deanna gives me the answer. Poutine. I've had poutine, and it was really good.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I hear that. Mike Bullen, our old buddy, our longtime buddy, I should say. We're not old. We're awesome. What got you started hosting events at DragonCon? He says, I can also join in on this one. The cool thing is we kind of started at the same time, roughly.
Mm-hmm. Roughly. I think you were ahead of me by like a year.
Yeah. But we can sidebar that.
Does he mean hosting or guesting or being on a panel?
He just said, what got us started?
Oh, what got us started? The guy before us quit?
Yeah. He retired, and we had been doing panels for him and other other awesome track directors at Dragon Con, and then here we are. We got the gig, and here we are a bajillion years later because time has no meaning.
And they'll drag us out kicking and screaming.
Yes. We don't have to be voted out, I hope. Let's see. Okay, yeah, next up.
Yeah, Bethany's mom, Danya Kessler, says, and this is a question for Gary, so we'll see how this turns out. Is it true that you and Gary are cyclically linked?
I am linked with myself. It's an annoying pain in the ass. You would not believe what it's like to hear this constantly in the back of my head.
Always.
Let's get him to shut the F up.
Sheesh.
Oh, God.
Come on, self.
That's why I drink.
Sweet tea. It's why you
Yes. Now, she's asking, am I psychically linked with Bethany? A little bit. With Joe, definitely.
Let's see. Sherman Burris. Are you now, or have you ever been a member of the Tangerine Pity Party?
I have no idea what that is, so I'm going to say, oh, wait, I know what he means. No, God, no. Actually, no, that's not. Okay, so when I was in high school, I actually was, I considered myself a Republican until I was like 18. And I was not able to vote in the 88 election because I turned 18 too late. But I probably would have voted for H.W. Bush. And then by the time the next presidential election rolled around, I had gotten my head out of my posterior. And so, yeah, but I've never been team big orange crybaby.
So yeah. Oh, okay. Next up,
our favorite Canadian, Deanna Toxopius. What's the song you hum in the shower the most?
Unlike Sean, she won't ask you to show your work.
Right.
I don't really sing that much in the shower, but if I was going to go with one that probably pops in my head the most in the mornings, there's a song by a group called The Call. It's from like around 87, 88 called Let the Day Begin. And it's a fun, catchy little song. And it's every morning when I get up, I kind of hear that in the back of my head every now and then.
Okay.
Partly because of that whole let the day begin, let the day start.
Let's see. All right, I think we're into our final two. On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely is it that you are moving to Canada? That is from our Canadian friend, Deanna.
On a scale of 1 to 10, poutine.
Okay.
Let's just say the odds went down considering the results of the election, but it's still a possibility. I wouldn't mind. It's a pretty lovely country. It's too freaking cold, but there's sensible people there.
Everyone is handsome.
Yeah, and apparently but it's not that easy to get in. Now, if she'll sponsor me, sure. Although every time I drink sweet tea, I feel that percentage that she'll do that.
Let's just keep slipping.
All right, last one.
Last one is Deanna one more time. She says, what is it about strawberry shortcake, and why do you keep going back when you know she'll only break your heart?
Because she's just too sweet. For my wrestling fans. Honestly, the end of the whole thing, Strawberry Shortcake, started with, it was just a random picture, and you made that comment, and after that, it was like, oh, this is a goal now. This is a thing. So you only have yourself to blame.
Yeah. Same deal with me and you both, Gary, finding Black Canary pictures.
Yep.
Black Canary cosplayers.
We do that for her.
That's the only reason why we would go and meet Black Canary cosplayers, of course. I can't think of any other reason.
Yeah, I feel a theme here because didn't you travel to Canada just to give her a DVD of Here Comes the Devil?
I did indeed. There was an epic level of trolling.
Yep.
Look, you're welcome. That's one of my favorite things. Here Comes the Devil. We got to do a review of that someday. Maybe.
That mean I have to watch it.
Nope. All right. So here is where we are. We are at the bitter end of the questions, and in the chat or on the Facebook Messenger right now, everybody just submit your guesses to the number of times I have said, Gary, no!
Counting that one?
The course of the quarantine panels.
Oh.
Just all of them over the past few months.
Over the last 50 years.
Yeah. No, if we go, we'll go into triple digits if you went like the entire Dragon Con situation. Just since we've been doing quarantine panels. And closest to it without going over, the Price is Right rule. Are you
going to come on down, Joe?
I'm always down.
Okay.
Already down.
Doobie-doo down.
So, guys, thank you. Gary, happy early birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, sir.
And
I don't feel half a century old.
I don't know. Well, neither do I. I don't know if you noticed this, but for the entirety of this panel, for most of this panel, a still frame of you getting hit in the biscuits has been right over your left shoulder. And that is the power of the classic track right there. I'm so happy. So, guys, thank you for spending. We've got tons of watchers, tons of likers. Everybody, please go to our Facebook group and join us. Facebook.com/group/American Sci-Fi Classics. We do this every Thursday. Join us on the YouTubes. Just search for American Sci-Fi Classics.
We're on the Twitch now.
Yes, be one of our followers. Be one of our likers. Join us on the Twitch. You could be our second spam commenter. We got our first earlier tonight, and it asked if we wanted to be famous, and too late. The three of us already are.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the internet. It must be true.
Yeah.
That's right. They wouldn't let you say it on the internet if it wasn't true.
That's right.
So like us, share us, tell all your nerd friends and your nerd enemies to come hang out with us on Thursday, because the real world is stupid. And Gary, where, pray tell, on the interwebs, can they find you, sir?
You can find me here on the Twitters at Gary_Mitchel, Mitchell with one L. Yes, my Star Trek friends, it is my real name. And you can find me here where you found me.
Yep.
On the classic track with him. Him.
And also.
And with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where you can find me. Thank you, everybody who said happy birthday, even if I didn't say your name. I did see it, and I appreciate it. And also, feel free to keep asking me questions. You won't see a video answer.
Yeah, this is fun. We love doing this. I was answering questions for like weeks after my birthday a few months ago. But Michael Falkner, where can people find you if you should wish to be found?
Well, you can find me on the internets at Creative Criticality. I wrote it right down there next to my name. That's my website at creativecriticality.net, where I do a lot of musings about pop culture and all things geeky, including, since 2014, the Timestamps Project, which Gary Mitchel was so kind to give me a name for. Yes, I owe a lot of that to you, where I've been watching Doctor Who from the very beginning of the franchise and actually I just watched the last Tennant episode last night, and yes, there were still tears. And I'll be continuing on into the Matt Smith era from there. So that you can find that and so much more at creativecriticality.net.
Yeah, that ending sequence when he goes and visits everybody, I'm fine until he gets to the granddaughter of the lady from the one who wrote the book. And I start bawling. I just start bawling. When was she happy? And I just break.
It's too soon. It's too soon, Gary.
Where can people find you, Joe?
Gary, damn it.
Is that
Or
Hulk?
no. You can find me, just like Gary, right here on the Facebooks and on the Instagram at Sci-Fi Classic Track and at Yojo Crowe. I'm a freelance writer and editor. Hire me. I will edit your book and put in all the commas. And I've done that for tons of people, and most of them appreciate it. Thank you guys very, very much. And we will see you next week. If not,
we're doing the next week, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Let me double check that.
And when should people tune in for the winner of the T-shirt, Joe?
Yeah, Joe.
I'll find a winner and reveal it tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes. Come back next week for All Things V. Well, graciously welcoming our lizard overlords.
That is correct. We apologize for getting political, but we're going to talk about V next week. We're going to talk about lizard.
Wait, V is political?
What? So join us next week when the birthday boy, Gary Mitchell, will say,
maybe we should try the mice.
Michael, Gary, everybody watching, everybody listening, like us, subscribe to us. Thank you guys very, very much. We will see you very, very soon.
Good night, Internet.